Welcome to the Proust Questionnaire series, where we ask ourselves questions from the Proust Questionnaire. It was Marcel Proust who popularized this questionnaire, although he didn't write the questions himself. The story goes that when he was 14 years old, he attended a birthday party where his friend gave him this book that she called the Confessions album and asked him to answer the questions that were given in the album. He thought that the questions were so insightful, and he thought that that was such a great way to get to know a person, and he made it a parlor game, as they called it in the Victorian era. I love these questions because they are awesome for self-inquiry. I think that by asking these questions to yourself, because who else do we want to know better than ourselves, right? By asking these questions to ourselves and by sitting with it and letting it marinate for a few days, I really believe that something changes. We did questions 1 to 4, so if you haven't seen them, I would recommend that you go and watch them. But today we are at question number 5. And it's been a few days since I did question number 4, because I've been sitting with this one for a long time because I couldn't come up with an answer. And I'll tell you why. So, question number 5 is, what living person do you most admire? I thought about it, and I couldn't come up with anyone. I don't know why. I just could not come up with anyone, not one person. Sometimes I would think of someone, but deep within me, it felt like I was just trying to come up with someone just because I needed to answer this question with someone. And then I thought that, am I too, narcissistic or something? Like, why am I not able to come up with one person that I admire the most in the world? Someone who's alive. And then I was curious to know Proust's reaction. I was genuinely curious to know Proust's answer, rather. Who did he most admire? And I went looking for that. And the funny thing is, he answered it by saying himself. He said himself in his best moments. And I was like, wow. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. And yet, I never thought that I could give myself as the answer. For some reason, when I read the question, which living person do you most admire, I thought it had to be somebody else. It never once occurred to me that it could be me in my best moments. So, here's a question for you, and I hope that when you think about it, deep within you too is someone just waiting for you to admire them. That's it for today. See you at question number 6.